What's up? It's me, James Arthur, and I'm hanging out with Rob on Front Row Live.
I wanted to jump in and talk about that collaboration with Machine Gun Kelly.
Yeah.
It's hip-hop's been in your life for a long time already. So listening to that track was actually, it made me happy because I've heard the previous mixtape back in the day.
Yeah.
So tell me about that collaboration with MGK.
Yeah, so, yeah, you're quite right. Hip-hop's been a part of my life for a long time, being a big fan of hip-hop from a young age, especially as an angry teenager, listening to Eminem and Jay-Z. And I've been a fan of MGK for a long time, and when I heard the song, and that he knew about me and knew about my story and related to me, I was chuffed. I was really happy with that. And yeah, I loved the song. The song was wicked, and the things he was saying in the song were honest, and it taught me some stuff I didn't know about MGK, and I just was well up for being a part of it.
And how much do you really relate, the way that you grew up, how much does that song really relate to you, Go For Broke?
Loads. Like when he says he remembers ramen noodle meal nights, and like having to heat his apartment up from the kitchen stove. I remember that same thing, being so hungry that I couldn't sleep, and literally not a bean in the house, and quite often, noodles was the thing that we ate. So, no, I totally related to that struggle that he was talking about in that song, and I'm so pleased that people are waking up to Machine Gun Kelly.
Right. Now, as we mentioned about hip hop, All the World's a Stage, the mixtape was incredible, like from beginning to end.
Thank you.
I grew up skateboarding, so I listened to a lot of hip hop back in the day.
Sweet.
So it's like the perfect track to just go and just stay at the skate park all day long. But tell me what it's like to create something like a rap track as opposed to your singer-songwriter stuff that you're doing today.
Well, it was especially difficult to me for people to take it seriously. So that's why I just made that mixtape.
But it was so good. I don't understand.
I just gave it away online because I didn't want all the hip hop heads to be like, James Arthur, he come from X Factor, he can't rap. Like they immediately go, he can't rap, or he can't. And maybe I can't in the way that they're used to, but I'm coming from the Northeast. I don't think anyone's really ever heard a mainstream rapper from the Northeast of England. Right. I was just trying to. A lot of it was freestyled, and it was written and recorded within 1 month, and I found the tracks online, and we added some stuff to them. Like we added some instruments to them, and I was just trying to put across my influences and chat about how the kind of mainstream music industry was making me feel at that time, and I knew no label was going to put it out, so I just dropped it.
And what was that transition for you, going into the singer-songwriter or pop artist that you are today?
It feels like it's been seamless. It just feels like I made songs that connected with a wider audience, and I'm buzzing with that. I don't feel like I've really compromised the artist that I want to be to fit in with the mainstream. Right. I really Say You Won't Let Go is just an acoustic ballad, and I'm not hearing a lot of them on the radio, so I'm just really happy that people have took it to their hearts and they like it.
Right. As we're talking about influences, I know I've heard you mention that you were at one point you loved metal music.
Yeah, I still do.
Still do. What do you listen to? What is metal to you?
What's metal to me? Well, there's like the old metal, like my dad would play, like Sabbath and like Metallica and those kind of things. But like Architects, like hardcore Architects, or there's a lot of bands that I love. There's a band called Fight Style that I love that's kind of like post-hardcore metal. And there's a new band called Nothing But Thieves. Yeah. But they're not they're more like musy. They're more musy, yeah. But yeah, I like metal influences, yeah, man. There's loads of British bands that I love.
So with those kind of influences, like, is that kind of what you think about when you go on stage? Because when you go on stage, you rock out.
Yeah, man.
It's completely different from listening to the actual record.
Yes, sir. Yeah. Well, I'm aware that it's sometimes it's not called for to put some of the songs that I write, on record. If you put a raging guitar down, it can get a bit muddied, and right. So I take the opportunity to bring the big meaty guitars into the live show, and I have a lot of fun with that, and I hope to incorporate more of that as I go on, and maybe make kind of pop, punk, metal, hardcore albums or something at some point.
I'll be a bigger fan for sure.
My manager's like shaking his head. But the live show, I want it to be raucous, and I want it to be.
Yeah.
I want the energy to be going. I want to blow people's heads off. I want people to come to my shows and be, oh, this must be the acoustic singer songwriter guy, and we start moshing and we start soloing like Kurt Cobain on it. Yeah.
Now, I don't know if you're working on a third album already, but as you are moving towards a new record, where do you see your writing? How have you seen your writing like really grow in the last couple of records?
I've seen my writing grow with I've got one of the best bands, I believe, in the world backing me, and they've taught me a lot actually about music, and I'm embarrassed to say I'd never really given people like John Mayer or like D'Angelo enough. I never studied them as much as I have done in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
And just the way that they write, and just the way that they're pioneering and pushing boundaries and doing what they really want to do. I just feel much more educated, and I've tried to improve my vocals. I'm always trying to improve my vocals, and that opens up more doors when writing songs. So
right.
I feel like that my vocals, like from now to from 2 years ago to now, are sort of a lot different.
And how do you really perfect your vocals? There's individuals like Melissa Cross who helps artists with their vocalization, how to sing. How did you go about that?
Well, I've never had any lessons or any coaching really. So with doing so many shows, and like when I was starting to lose my voice a lot, and I was like, what am I doing? I'm not doing things right. And it's just perseverance and finding ways to not sing so loud. And I started listening to loads of gospel music, and nobody sings better than gospel singers. Like, for me, people that sing in church and sing gospel tunes, they just have it. Like, just it's perfection. Like, there's a guy called Smokey Norfolk who I've just totally like just hammered his songs and listened to him and the way that he sings. And I think it's from listening to the best do it, and taking what they do and making it my own.
Right. And now you're on tour with One Republic.
Yes, sir.
How's that tour been like for you? And what's that chemistry like with someone like One Republic who've been around the world so many times?
I mean, my first tour in America, and I'm doing it with one of the biggest bands in the world. Ryan Tedder is like a god to singer-songwriters,
Yeah.
So watching them and listening to their music and remembering how great it is, and seeing the energy on stage, it's been enlightening. And the chemistry is great. They're all lovely dudes and all really nice, and they're like Ryan Tedder's always like cooking everyone barbecue and stuff. So yeah, man, and we're doing a little bit of writing together.
Nice. That would be actually pretty cool.
He's so easy to get along with, so it's great. Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Well, lastly, your book that's coming out in October. What excites you most about this book?
I'm not that excited. I'm actually very nervous about this book. I'm just telling my story, and it's gonna be hard for some people that I grew up with to probably read it, and to me and my family, like, we're very, very close now. Like, we're super close now, and I love them dearly. We've had a lot of ups and downs, and I had to lay it all out there and explain to my fans and why I am the way I am, and why I've had these big lows in my career, and why I've had these public meltdowns and stuff, and why my career has been so up and down, and I'm trying to shed a light on mental health and anxiety, and I'm trying to join that movement with this book by telling my story.
Right, and it's titled Back to the Boy.
Yes, sir.
And it drops October 5th, I believe.
Yeah.
Awesome, dude. Well, thanks for hanging out with me. Best luck with the rest of the tour, and look forward to new music.
Thank you.